What's up guys, FlamingVictini here, and I'm finally back to uploading videos. Last weekend I tried to record some SPL games, but I just wasn't able to get any that I felt like recording, or I tried to record with my buddy Gmic too, but we were having some issues with the call, and then the game that we ended up wanting to record wasn't even that good, but yeah, and also the reason I didn't upload throughout the week, because I didn't have any SPL videos, but also because I had my exams last week, so I didn't really want to do any YouTube stuff at that time. I wanted to focus on my school because that was a bigger priority for me. So yeah, I'm finally back. Recorded two collabs, one with Mambo, a Stole Your Squad, and one with PDC, some DPP laddering, and that'll go up on Wednesday and Friday respectively. But this time I've got a fun team that was given to me by my friend Obliviate. It's basically like an Alakazam offense thing, and let's just jump right into it. Yeah, let's just, I guess okay, so we got a game, and my opponent has Manek Lando, Volturn Core thing with the Rotomosh 2, Clef-Tran, Latios, just like good stuffs to like sponge hits, but Azumarill looks like a big threat to his team, as does Alakazam. I actually kind of want to lead off with my Alakazam if he wants to lead off with his Rotom. As he does lead off with his Rotom, I will happily deal a huge Psychic to this, because that really weakens it for my AV Azumarill to put in work, and I actually have Power Up Punch, so even like a Clef won't be safe for me. But he actually goes for the Hydro Pump. I'm not sure if a Shadow Ball will kill the Rotom at this range, so I want to calc that actually. Mega Alakazam versus Rotom Wash. And let's see, yeah, the Psychic did around 60, and the Shadow Ball will not kill. The Focus Blast will kill, but let me see how much Focus Blast with Psychic does to Heatran, because I'm thinking if he has a switch in, it'll be that. And it's not gonna kill, but man, I really don't want to risk. I'm just going to go for another Psychic, as he does go to his Heatran. I just didn't want to risk the miss and him staying in, but we see that does 30%, and we get a Spadaf drop. Now, I'm thinking this is Scarf just the way it's been played, so what I'm going to do is actually pull a switch into my Garchomp. I don't want to go to my Azumarill and get burned, as he actually goes for the Flash Cannon, so I think I'm just going to go for a Safe Rocks. I was considering Dragon Tailing if he went for the Fire move, but no, he actually goes to his Rotom right here. I'm just going to Dragon Tail this out. He's probably going to go for the Wisp, and this Garchomp is pretty much fodder. It doesn't really do much against his team, in all honesty, and even if he Pain Splits, then I can get some damage off and force it out, which will be good for me. If he Wisps, oh, he actually goes for the Volt Switch, trying to be a little aggressive right there, and predicting me to kind of try to save my Garchomp, but nope, that is not the case. So in comes his Latios. I have two Switch-ins in Jirachi and Azumarill, so I don't think he will go straight for the Draco Meteor, as he actually goes for the Psyshock and gets a crit, as I do land that Dragon Tail, get a crit on that Latios and kill it, which is just great for me, and he forfeits, which is just amazing. So we're on to the next one, and another interesting thing I've been considering is a variant of this team has Future Sight on Alakazam, which is really cool with Azumarill for like Amoonguss, when they use Amoonguss and Venusaur to like handle Azumarill. It's pretty cool, but my opponent has a team that was built by Snow now, and basically like you'd think this is Zard X, but this is actually Zard Y, which is pretty interesting. It's like AV Bisharp Sashloom, I think, but let's see here. I think I'm going to lead off with my Tauren because it pressures a lot of his team. As he leads off with this Chomp, I'm going to try to taunt this to stop the rocks. I think it is offensive Chomp if I remember correctly, as I do get off that taunt and I miss the Hurricane. That's really bad. That's really bad. But he goes for the Outrage. I think I'm forced to lose my Tauren right here. Like, it's just better for me. I don't know. As he goes for the Outrage, does he get confused? I think he's still stuck in Outrage, so I'm going to go to my Azumarill and click Play Rough. That Hurricane miss was really annoying. As yeah, he is still stuck into Outrage, and I hit the Play Rough, thankfully. So now he can bring in his Breloom, which is a little annoying. A variant of this team also had Sleep Talk Tauren, which is actually pretty cool. But Sleep Talk Tauren is cool, but I don't know. What do I want to do here? I think Zam is a big threat to his team. Lando or Chomp? I think I'm going to let my Lando take the sleep right here. Double Dance can put in some work, but I don't know if it'll really be doing that much in this game, as I'm going to go to my Jirachi right here so I can try to U-turn and break this thing's sash, as he does go for the SD. So what I'm going to do right here, predicting a Mach Punch, is go to my Garchomp, as he does go for the Mach Punch. So with that helmet, I can break that sash, and I can just fire off a Fire Blast right here, as I miss. Come on. That's a really, really annoying miss. Incredibly annoying. I'm pretty sure that would have been able to kill the Breloom. Garchomp, what do you think, Chomp? Okay, yeah. So basically, I'm getting fucked by luck, but, man, I'm gonna go to my, Alakazam. I'm going to, Psychic this Breloom. If he chooses to save it and go to Bisharp, I'm gonna predict him to go for the Pursuit and Focus Blast. That Fire Blast miss really sucked. I mean, it was a roll too, and the Fire Blast does miss, but like I also missed the Hurricane too, so it's pretty annoying. But he's gonna be able to get off a Mach Punch right there, some solid damage, which will put me in range of that Azumarill more. So that's the extra annoying part. But I think I can still win this game if I can outplay the Bisharp. Actually, would he go? Yeah, he does go to his Azumarill right here. I'm gonna go to my Azumarill and try to play rough this thing. As he actually goes for the Waterfall, so he's probably AV, and I need this play rough damage right here. As he outspeeds me but does not kill me. And he has actually Citrus Berry. It's not AV, so I want to actually pull a switch into my Jirachi as he goes for the Aqua Jet right there, and I'm just going to click Iron Head, try to outplay the Bisharp right there, the Pursuit Sucker Punch games, but I'm going to click Iron Head one more time, and I want to try to maintain my Healing Wish if I can, but that'll be a little difficult, but he actually goes to his Charizard right here. I'm trying to think. I think I need Iron Head damage, so I'm going to try to go for a flinch right here. I actually changed it to Zard X. That's interesting. So he actually gets the first DD off, so I'm kind of forced to just go for the flinches at this point. Because now that he's gotten that first DD, there's not much I can do. I actually thought this was Zard Y, because I'm like pretty sure that Snow built a team and it uses Zard Y instead, but there's the flinch, so I'm getting the flinches that I need, which is really, really great for me. I get a crit right there, which oh my god, Jirachi putting in the work, goodness gracious. So this guy got blown back, and he goes to his Bisharp right here. I think he actually goes straight for the Sucker Punch, so I'm gonna go to my Alakazam and Encore this thing. Oh, this is really, really bad. I thought he would have Pursuit, but yeah, so there's the Sucker Punch, and now I have to try to think, do I want to try to Shadow Ball a Latias on the switch, or do I try to play around this Bisharp? What would I do? I'm gonna pull I'm not gonna waste my Encores. I'm gonna try to preserve my Encore PB, as he does pull the switch into his Latias. So what I want to do is I'm just gonna sack my Lando-T right here. I pretty much have no other choice, as I'm just gonna go for a Stone Edge, as he can take me out with the second Side Shock. Wait, actually, I don't know if he's in range of Shadow Ball, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my Azumarill and Aqua Jet this thing and force another Life Orb hit, as now he's in range of Shadow Ball, and he says GG. This is not GG yet, in my opinion, but because I have the Encore, so I can beat the Bisharp. So I kill out the Latias, and now this is a 50-50 between Encore and Sucker Punch. I'm gonna go for the Focus Blast, hit it, as he's actually Focus Sash. Oh, this is the FLCL team, that's why. And missing that Fire Blast was pretty much lost me the game. Yeah, okay, I understand now. Okay, so basically it's really, they're two different teams. This team is actually a really, really old team from XY, made by FLCL. It's Sash Spam. And Snow made a very similar team recently, but I actually completely forgot that it used Staraptor, so that was like a brain fart on my end. And I probably should have expected Zardex. I just remembered Snow's team, and I remember like, oh, you'd think it's Zardex, but it's actually Zard-Y. So I don't know. Got kind of screwed over by that, and the Fire Blast miss was definitely a huge moment of the game. But there's just nothing you can do in those situations. Like, I have no control over that Fire Blast hitting or missing. Hold on, guys. Be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. So now my opponent has a team that pretty much just drops to Azumarill, like, good god. But I think I actually want to lead off with my Azumarill. It looks pretty good versus the team, as he does lead off with his Machamp. So I can just fire off a Play Rough right here. And I'm gonna switch the order of these attacks. So just because I'm just more used to that. Yeah, you get the Azumarill set right there, but he pulls a switch into his Scizor. That's perfectly. Oh my goodness! Holy! I actually get a crit and an attack drop, which tempts me to just want to stay in and waterfall this thing, as he goes for a Bullet Punch. And yeah, now that's in range of Aqua Jet, and yeah, man, sorry. And I can Healing Wish up this Azumarill later, which is just great because that gives it the durability it needs to take on the rest of its team. But I think right here he might go to his Staraptor. Staraptor seems like a possibility. I don't know if Latias's Psyshock actually kills me, but because he went to Latias, I'm just going to play it safe. Play switch into my Jirachi, as he does go straight for the Psyshock. And yeah, I think I'm just going to U-turn. Even though he can go to his Garchomp, I get a little damage on it, and I just see what, if he didn't go to Garchomp, then I account for that situation too. But it actually looks like Lando can kind of win this game, but I'm going to try to taunt this thing, do the same taunt Hurricane thing, and hope it works out. So he actually goes straight for the Dragon Tail, but because regen is just so good, I'm fine with that. I'm going to pull a switch back into my Torn. I don't want to get EQ'd, and if he Dragon Tails again, I can try to get a better fish, as he does Dragon Tail me out into my Garchomp. I'm going to Dragon Tail this thing out, as I do have some speed on my Garchomp, so I'm able to outspeed his Dragon Tail, and I can just, I do kind of want to save this for a Staraptor or something like that, but I don't really have a switch in. That's the problem, so I'm just going to get out my rocks, as he does go for the Ice Punch. What is this thing's speed? Data Machamp. I wish they min speed, they didn't show like 0 IV's min, but it's actually base 55, but I don't know if these things run speed. I could go Torn. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Torn and Hurricane. If I miss, that's how you know it's not my day, even though I flinched that Zard down. Good god, that was pretty lucky, but yep, I hit the Hurricane, so that Machamp just drops, and this is looking pretty good for me. So he actually goes to his Latias. I'm not sure if he wants to defog or just attack, so I'm just gonna go for the knockoff. Oh my god, this is like, it's either like I get haxed or I hacks. Oh my god, so that knockoff crit, that's dumb, dude, sorry. But yeah, I get that knockoff crit, which is pretty good, useful for me, and it just stops him from doing whatever he wanted to do. He could have killed me with a Draco right there, or a Defog if he needed to, which was pretty bad for him, but I actually hit the Hurricane on the Garchomp, kill that thing, and the way he's been playing a Staraptor, it's as if it isn't Scarf, so he goes to his Chansey right here. I'm just gonna go for a knockoff. It's guaranteed to like be useful to me for the rest of the game, as he goes for the T-Wave. I didn't want to just taunt and have him like, what's it called? I didn't want him to taunt and then just like him Seismic Toss, but I go for the super right there, kill that Chansey. I'm just gonna superpower here in case it's like sub Staraptor or something weird like that. Just gonna, yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna click superpower, and he just goes for a Brave Bird. I'm just gonna go into my Lando-T and click Stone Edge. That should be good to win the game, as wow, that does a ton, and I do hit the Stone Edge, and I'm able to grab that game pretty quickly. So yep, we're back to 1450-ish. We're a little on the lower end of the ladder, but we can work our way up. And you saw how Encore Zam was useful, although I'm sure the moment we run into an Amoonguss or a Venusaur, I'll be wishing I had Future Sight. But this guy's team, his best Azumarill answers are Rotom Wash and Scizor, which I can try to weaken up. And he has a Hippowdon, which is kind of annoying for my physical attackers, but I think DD Lando can put in quite a bit of work. I'm actually going to lead off with my Zam, as he leads off with his Altaria. So, how much does return do to me? Alakazam versus Altaria. Because he has a Scizor, so Zam isn't necessarily like the super useful thing, and these Altarias don't run Adamant, they run Jolly, not Lax, and it would be able to kill me. But I mean, going to Jirachi is just so passive. I don't know, like, I mean, Zam does help with the Excadrill, so I can't just throw this away too. So I am going to pull a switch into my Jirachi right here, as he pulls a switch into his Excadrill, so I'm just going to U-turn out right here and see what he wants to do. I don't see Air Balloon, so I'm thinking this is Life Orb, as he actually pulls a switch into Rotom Wash, and I'm perfectly fine with this, as I can pull a switch into my Alakazam, and I'm going to go for the Focus Blast right here. I also see no leftovers, so if this is Scarf, it is Scarf, oh god, so is he going to pull a switch into Excadrill right here? Or Scizor, I can nail that thing with a Focus Blast, and Scarf Rotom Wash is interesting, but if I can catch it locked into the wrong move, it just means like Lando can put in so much more work. The unfortunate thing is that if his Hippowdon has Whirlwind, it'll force me to only be able to grab one boost, and that'll most likely be an SD rather than Rock Polish, unless I severely weaken that Hippowdon, and in that case, Lando might be able to put in the work. But if I can get +2/+2, it might just be GG right there. I do have enough speed EVs to outrun Adamant Excadrill in the sand at +2. So unless he's Jolly, I will be able to beat the Excadrill. We already saw has no Air Balloon. The only way he can beat me then is if Altaria can tank a hit from +2, or if Talonflame plus Scizor can kill me with whatever damage I've taken, or if he can stop me from grabbing both boosts, or weakening his team enough that I don't even need an SD boost. But he does pull a switch into Scizor, and I do connect with my Focus Blast, which is just great right there. I feel like Garchomp is so obvious, he won't BP. I want a Shadow Ball right here. I feel like he might have Pursuit actually, as I do get correct. I don't know if he actually did have Pursuit or not. I just had like a feeling that it would just work out for me to just go for the Shadow Ball right there, and it does work out. I think that might have been Bandit Scizor actually, just because it did the damage. The Focus Blast did like so much, but he goes to his Talonflame. I'm just gonna go to my Garchomp right here and see what he wants to do, as he does just go straight for the Brave Bird. So, oh my god, that's Life Orb, so I'm able to deal a ton of damage to this, and I can just get up my rocks. If he wants to go to his Altaria, then I just have to go straight to my Jirachi, I think is my best play. What if he chooses to not Mega? I'm trying to think if there's any better way to do it. I want to actually go to my Lando, because he might choose to Earthquake on the Jirachi, realizing that I may be Scarf, as he does Mega, and he actually goes for the Fire Blast. So that's some damage on Lando that I did not want to take. But now I know this Altaria set, and now I feel a little bit more secure versus it, as he does pull a switch into his Rotom. I feel like he won't Volt Switch here. I feel like he would go for like a Wisp or something of those sorts. I'm going to pull a switch into my Garchomp. I do have a bit of security against that Excadrill with Aqua Jet from Azumarill, from Lando-T and Garchomp a little bit, and Trace Alakazam, which is just great. But he does go for the T-Bolt right there. So he actually forfeits. So we're just able to grab that win and go on to the next game. Alright guys, we got a game. It looks like we're up against a Dawn using a Reuniclus Clef team. That looks really, really interesting. The major weakness I see is that it has absolutely 0 ground resist, which just means that I can try to abuse that and just power through his team. Also, Tornado seems extremely good versus his team as well, so, yeah, right now I wish I did have that Future Sight Alakazam, but, it's really going to limit the effectiveness of the Azumarill, but I can still use it to check stuff, and I think I'm going to lead off with my Garchomp, as he does lead off with his Clefable. So what I'm going to do right here is pull a switch into my Jirachi. I don't want to let my Tom just take unnecessary damage just to get greedy with just getting up Stealth Rocks immediately. And from there I can U-turn out, and if he chooses to stay in, I can just switch out to like a Azumarill or something. But yeah, I think the U-turn is extremely obvious, so he might stay in. But I'm just going to go for it anyway, just to see what his play of choice is. I'm not really interested in getting locked into Iron Head as he switches into Heatran, because that won't really be that good for me. And it can let him get up his rocks. I'm assuming the T-Tar is Scarf, but it could be Choppleberry, which I do really need to keep in mind, because Torn and Zam are two things that Scarf-Tar does not check, but Choppletar does. So he does stay in. I think we'll see the T-Wave right here. I'm just going to go to my Azumarill just to see what his play of choice is, as he does go for the T-Wave. So right here, that Venusaur is extremely obvious right here. What I want to do is have a little chip damage, which is kind of nice. I think I'm just going to go straight for a play rough, just to see if he wants to fire off a Moonblast, as he does go straight to his Venusaur. So I'm gonna go to my Garchomp right here just to see how he really what attacks he wants to go for off the bat, and kind of play from there. Get up my rocks if I can to pressure his team a little bit, because he has 2 Magic Guard users and he has Starmie to spin, but rocks are still good. As he does go for the HP Fire, I wasn't sure if he'd Sludge Bomb or HP Fire. So I'm gonna get up my rocks right there, as he does go for the Giga Drain, and I think I'm gonna Dragon Tail this thing out. I'm letting my Garchomp take some damage, but he does go for a second Giga Drain, and this way I can get off a bit of chip damage as I miss. That's extremely annoying. I'm gonna pull a switch into my Jirachi right here, because I'm really not. I don't want my Garchomp taking so much more damage, as he does go for the Sludge Bomb, and I'm gonna go for the Hard Stamp just because I think the U-turn is like so obvious, and he does pull the switch into his Heatran, so that's not so great for me. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go directly into my Lando-T, expecting him to just get up his rocks and just fire off an EQ and see how much work I can put in with this. I think this is Earth Plate if I remember correctly. Let's see. Yes, it is Earth Plate, which means I can get off like a huge Earthquake right here. And if this Lando boosts up too much, that'll be really bad for my opponent. He actually pulls a switch into Venusaur, and look at that Earthquake damage, good god. 2-8 KO'd. Earthplate is just Jesus. Oh my god, this guy is gonna get blown back by Lando. Yeah, the lack of ground immunities on his team is really poor, in my opinion. He might choose to want to have a Skarmory right there or something like that, but I'm hoping that's not a roll, as he actually pulls a switch into Tyranitar, just letting it go. Choosing to save his Venusaur and not his T-Tar is pretty interesting, but I guess that indicates that it's Scarf, so it wouldn't be able to check my Zam or my Torn, as he does pull the switch into Starmie right here. I feel like he's kind of forced to Scald. I'm gonna go to my Azumarill. I think Rapid Spinning is an incredibly risky play on his end, as Actually, I am going to pull a double into my Alakazam, just because if he does stay in, it's going to be the Rapid Spin, and if he pulls a switch, it's going to be to his Venusaur, and I'm okay with this. So yeah, there's that, and I think he's going to switch out to his Clef right here, so I'm just going to go for a Psychic, and because it has a little bit of chip damage, that might make the difference between the 2-hit KO and the 3-hit KO, as he does pull a switch into Clefable right here. Let's see how much this Psychic does, and oh my god, that is a very specially defensive play, Clefable. That is extremely specially defensive. Good god. So, I think, what do I want to do here? Because I could, Psychic, but if he T-Waves, I don't know, I have an Azumarill as a switch in. I have Encore too, which is just the interesting part. I'm going to try to be a little aggressive and predict the soft boiled and go for the Psychic. And now I can Encore this thing and waste some soft boiled, which is just my goal right here, just to waste some soft boileds. And maybe I can get some Spadef drops too, or I can try to catch a switch. Yeah, I might try to catch him to try to catch a switch, as he might just stay in the spam soft boiled, but this lets me waste some PP. It probably won't be that huge to waste this PP, but it might. I have only used up 2 soft boiled, so I really doubt that situation will come into play, but it might, as he does pull the switch into Reuniclus, and I get off a huge Shadow Ball on that, which is just stellar. I really expect him to go back into Clef, but we saw how much Spadef that thing has, so it's definitely going to be avoiding a 2-hit KO, as he just lets his Reuniclus die, which is just amazing for me, and I think he's kind of forced to go back into Clef and just go for that T-Wave, which means I can just play switch into my Azumarill again, and it's looking pretty good for me. So yeah, he does just go straight for the T-Wave, and he might just he might go for the Moonblast right here. So I'm just gonna go for another Play Rough, as he actually goes for the double T-Wave, trying to catch my Jirachi or something of the sorts, as I'm able to get off that Play Rough. Some solid damage right there, and he might keep going for the para, but I'll see if that's what he wants to do. I'm going to fire off a second Play Rough, as he actually goes for a second T-Wave, trying to be really, really aggressive, and this is huge for me. I think this pretty much makes Zam win, and he just lets his Clef die to the Aqua Jet, does not get paralyzed, and I think this game is pretty much a wrap, just the way he's been playing it. But he goes to his Venusaur. I want to use this as an opportunity to get out my rocks with Garchomp, as he just goes for the Synthesis. I want to calc the Lando-T damage. I'm pretty sure that's physically defensive, but I'm just going to calc it. Earth Plate, Adamant, Lando-T versus Venusaur. Defensive, and yeah, that's physically defensive for sure. So let's see how much Mega Alakazam can do with the Psychic, and that looks like pretty good chance. Actually, no, if he yeah, he Giga Drains up to full, which is the bad part right there. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my Tornadus T, and I'm just gonna click Hurricane. I'm not too worried about, like, if I miss, which I do miss, and he stays in and Sludge Bombs me, like, it's okay. That's annoying. That's very annoying. But if I force the Venusaur out, then I can get my Alakazam in later, and it'll take rocks, which will be great for me. As he actually pulls his switch into Starmie, as I miss the Hurricane yet again, and that is quite a nuisance. I'm gonna go for the knockoff right here and get a crit. That is justice in my opinion. Easy justice. Oh my god. But see, if he goes to his Heatran, that's not really good for him. Because like it means Lando can come in, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I do want to keep my insurance versus his team, though. I'm actually going to go straight to my Lando-T, expecting him not to go to his Venusaur, as he does go to his Heatran, and yeah, he just forfeits right there, because this game is pretty much over. And I think even, like, those Hurricane misses were annoying, but I think it was pretty much over anyway, just because, like, that he misplayed with his Clefable. I think letting his Clefable stay healthy was important, but, like, I kind of, like, just went for the Play Rough anyway, just because I didn't lose too much from letting his Venusaur come in, and I gained a lot from trying to catch him on an overprediction. And the lack of ground immunities was really, really the biggest part, with Lando-T just pounding away, and the Encore plus Shadow Ball, into Reuniclus was also pretty useful. So yeah, that's going to be the game right there. We break 1500, which is pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoy it, and stay tuned for future uploads. Also, SPL is going to be starting again next week, which means, well, actually this week, because this is going to be going up on Monday. So that means I should be able to get you some SPL content next week, starting next week, which will be great. And thank you guys again for all the new subscribers who came to my channel from, like, CBB or wherever, and, like, I hope you guys stay and enjoy the content, and I really enjoy making the videos. And yeah, that's it. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, leave a like and comment, and check me out on Twitter too. And yeah, that's it. See you guys later.